Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to another edition of Husam X Tom Little. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for all the Liverpool talk. We're going to be talking the 4-2 win against Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to be talking about Arne Slot. We're going to be talking about Darwin Nunez's future and a whole lot more. Big up to Troops for the redirect. Shout out to him. Big up to everyone who's tuned in, whether it be from our subscribers, whether it be from the people joining us from Troops TV. Shout out to every single one of you guys. There's already 200 people in the house. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so, guys. Cheeky plug. It's not cheeky because it's my own channel, isn't it? But I just want to say one thing. We are only 50 subscribers away from 30K subscribers. 50 subscribers away from the big 30K. I said I want to hit it before the end of the season. Inshallah, we'll hit it soon. It would be fantastic if we could do it today, if we could do it on today's stream. So if you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe from your phone, from your laptop, from your alternative account, from your mom's account, from your dad's account, from your brother's account. Just hit the subscribe button right here, right now, because we want to get to 30K subscribers. So please hit the like button, subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Let me show you how to do it. This is you watching us. I just want you to hit this X button and hit this like button right here. Just close your live chat box right here and hit the like button right here. Want to get to 100 likes ASAP and subscribe to This Is Football right now. Want to get to 30K subscribers. So of course, as you guys see in the title, it's no shock. Joining us on the channel is the most fraudulent scouser on the planet. The man, the myth, the legend. Brother Tom Little is in the building. How are you doing, Thomas?
Hello, mate. No background today?
What do you mean no background? There is a background.
It's not loaded up. No, it's not loaded up on my screen. I've just got a black background.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Can you see a different background now?
I can see A-listers now.
Now?
Now I can see it.
Yeah, okay. What's there?
Big ups Michael Elise, by the way. Banging performance yesterday. We actually only held one for that Crystal Palace super team. Good results.
You're such a fraud, bro.
How you though, mate? How are you? Just seeing I'm back again.
Yeah, that was a fantastic episode. They should have called that back again episode. Husam was right. You know, I got it right on Chelsea. I got it right on Spurs. I got it right, man.
I also saw Ray get cooked again.
Bro, I messaged Ray before the stream. I was like, please don't embarrass me. At least he didn't send any McAllister's crap super chats. I expect he'll send one now, to be fair, on here. It's like, oh, McAllister is shit again.
You tried to run that yesterday with me. I've stopped.
You know what Ray messaged me? We messaged you the same thing. Henderson last season or Szoboszlai this season?
Oh my god. He didn't
message you the same thing?
No, he didn't message me that because I would have fucking blocked him. But let's bear in mind, Jordan Henderson in our midfield last year, Leeds was finishing fifth. No Champions League football for the first time in Klopp's tenure. After we'd qualified for it the first time. And who was the main guy behind that? Who was Captain Lee the Legend? Indo. But Szoboszlai this season's been worse, even though he's got more goals, more assists, and played less games. Who'd have thought, man? Who'd have thought?
Forget more goals, more assists. He's coming into a new manager, to a new system, playing RCM that he's not used to, doing a lot of defensive work. And even though he has had bad patches, he still had good patches. Henderson didn't even have a good patch last season. Like, I'm sorry, he was by far our worst player the whole season. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Aaron's sarcasm there off the charts. I said, yeah, bring back Henderson and Fabinho. That's definitely the problem.
They did so well in the big games last season, like Real Madrid at home, where two people older than them grilled them for 90 minutes. Good that.
Oh my God, honestly, that.
But anyway, we've won this week. So we need to be positive.
Yes, and I want to talk about that because we scored 4 goals past Spurs. You get me 1-4-2 less. So let's just get into it. Tom, talk to me about the Spurs win.
First off, let me just address this. There's more. If Elise had the choice between United or Liverpool, he's coming Liverpool. He's not going to go play at Europa League United ahead of Champions League Liverpool, even if he's a United fan, because United are a shit show who might still keep Eric Ten Hag, which would be the funniest thing.
Remember, we have Mo.
I'm moving Mo up front. Gotta remember that. I'm running Mo Salmon.
In that case, I agree with you. But look at it from my perspective, the way I answered the question. one has Saka, one has Palmer, one has Salah, the other has Anthony. So you get it. Like, so I just answered it from the logical perspective, to be fair.
I don't think Elise goes there, but we won, and we actually had a very good performance from about minute 15 to minute 65. It was very much a throwback to what we were earlier on this season in terms of the style of play and the opportunities we were creating. Once again, I was right. Cody Gakpo on the left wing. All of a sudden, you're starting to get a very good player there who can create, who can be a threat. It's almost like if you play your players in their position, they play better. Who would have thought, though, Husam? Salah, as everyone's now shut the fuck up about, oh, he's washed. Oh, get him gone. Oh, where is he? Whoa, 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 whoa. Once again, you set up the team correctly around him. You actually use him in build-up.
Apparently, people haven't shut the hell up about that, though. Apparently.
Yeah, because some people want to run agendas. Any smart person has pulled their finger out and went, why would we sell Mo Salah? Elliott was brilliant. I really like that right-hand side of Trent, Elliott, Salah. That was the right-hand side last year, and everyone got onto it and said, oh, Harvey Elliott can't hack midfields. Harvey Elliott couldn't hack midfield battles on his own because Fabinho and Henderson were non-existent. When you put people who can handle a midfield battle alongside him, i.e. a McAllister and an Endo, or a Jones and an Endo, or whatever combination of midfielders you want to chuck in at the minute, all of a sudden, he looks great because he's a very good footballer. He's a very good footballer for one. And he's able to showcase that in an attacking system whilst having less defensive impetus on him. That's the big thing. Great goal. Stunning goal. Great assist for Gakpo's header. Just an all-round threat. The quality that man has on the ball, especially his decision-making, which has been a big problem that a lot of our players have had. Elliott makes correct decisions, which is something that is very hard to find in a youngster at this point. So I'm really happy with that. Trent, I so wish he'd score from the halfway line, you know. I so wish that shot from the halfway line had went in.
That would have been beautiful, honestly.
But yeah, he was sound. Robertson was good on both ends of the pitch. We actually looked a little bit worse when he went off because we lost his drive. So Robertson, we looked a little bit worse down that side when he went off. I mean, the first goal came from that side because the winger wasn't getting pushed
Robertson
back.
had a good game, 100%.
I thought Quansah was very good for the first 70 minutes and then started getting done a little bit on blindside runs in the last 20. But I'm not too stressed because he's 20.
I actually thought Quansah was our best defender.
Yeah, I think the issue was...
He shut down like so many Son attacks and stuff.
Yes.
He was just there.
In the first 70 minutes, he was
in terms of one-on-one defending, like just tackle.
Yes.
He just destroyed everyone.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. I think the problem was when Richarlison came on, Richarlison was just running in behind him, and there wasn't really communication between Van Dijk and Quansah about that. Quansah's shaped up correctly, but Van Dijk needs to be going right shoulder, letting Quansah know that he's making the run off him, so he can either track the run or step up. It just didn't feel like there was a communication there, so Quansah was sort of stagnant, and Richarlison was timing his runs very well to get him behind, and that was where a lot of the problems came from in that last 20 minutes. But I'm not going to get on at Quansah. He's young. He needs to be helped out a little bit there by teammates, and that'll come with experience. The first 70 minutes gives me more confidence about him. This is a player who I wasn't expecting to play much this year, and now going into next season, he's one of my players that, you know, could be in the starting 11, depending on who comes in transfer-wise. So, big ups to him. Alisson made a couple of big saves again. You know, Alisson's just Alisson. I was happy with the performance overall. I think the subs were a little bit good to see by Šestić back, like really good to see by Šestić back. And I thought he had a couple of bright moments. It's nice to watch a DM be able to receive the ball under pressure again and turn out from it.
We lost the game as soon as we lost control when Endo came.
Yeah, I think we lost control because of Endo going off and Robertson going off at the same time. So he lost drive down that left and he lost battling in that middle.
Can I ask you a genuine question? Do you think that's actually an indicator that low-key we need a DM?
We need the DM in the summer, 100%. 100%. We needed a DM even after he signed Endo. Endo was always a stopgap. He was always.
I really believe we need to switch up now from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1. I feel
I think we're going to.
Like if deep down, if you tell me right now, okay, Szoboszlai, Elliott, Curtis Jones are like the 10s, and I'd say Jones is the only one that could play in double.
I don't think Jones is playing as a 10, to be honest. I think what you'll see next year is if you go to a 4-2-3-1, one's always more naturally defensive. So you'll see Endo by Shetic for that one, McAllister, Gravenberch, Jones for the left one, and I'm hoping that you buy at the end as well. So you got 3 options there, and then in the 10, Szoboszlai, Elliott, and Carvalho. That's like the 9-man rotation for them positions. That's just if we don't sell anyone, in my opinion. So, and then you've got Trent inverting as well, and then it's going to rotate a little bit when Bradley plays right back, because I think what you'll see next year is a very sort of fluid change up. So if Trent inverts, the left back bombs on, but Bradley can't invert, can he? As much as Bradley's a decent right back, he can't invert. He's not someone I want invert in the middle. He uses a lot of his strengths. So I'd want Bradley to then take up the overlapping job, and that's where you need your left back to invert. So maybe what you see in the summer, we all sit there and say we could do with a new attacking left back, and we're naming the likes of an Aït-Nouri or a Machin, someone who is an overlapping guy. Maybe we need to look at buying an inverted left back. Someone who can, when we're playing Bradley, because Bradley's going to get a lot of games. Next year. So when Bradley's playing at right back, I'm going to need my left back to invert. Now, whether you want Joe Gomez to be that guy, because some people will want Joe Gomez to be that guy because of what he's done at left back this year. I don't know. I don't think it's his best role. I'd look at buying one as an inverted left back there. But it's interesting. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. I'm actually quite looking forward to the change. I'm actually going to enjoy pre-season at like the pre-season this summer, because there's going to be new ideas. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to play. So that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing. And there are going to be some big outgoings this summer. I think there's going to be a couple big outgoings this summer that will really.
And speaking of,
shake up
we have to address this. Sorry, listen, this is the perfect segue. And before actually I segue to that, I just wanted to say, look, my thoughts are on the Spurs game are exactly as Tom. It's good. We're vibesing right now, but at least even Tom will say this. Like, at least let it be positive vibes. Like, just because it's vibes doesn't mean that we want bad vibes. We want some good vibes at least.
I just had a good time. I had a good time watching that game.
Yeah,
there's no stress now.
Just a good 90 minutes. Watch your team score 4 goals. It's nice. You celebrate it. You have fun. You enjoy that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
when you're in title races, that when it's 0-0 to start the game, sitting there going, "Oh fucking hell, we need a goal." First 15 minutes, I was sitting there going, "Oh, this is great. The sun's out. Got a beer in my hand, watching the footy. It's nice and chilled out." I was having a great time with it. It was just stress-free vibes. That's all it is to end my season now.
That's what I'm saying. At least it was good vibes, right?
Yeah,
good vibe. Because
I got to see Elliott screaming. Robertson got a goal. Gakpo got a goal. We were giving all the fringe players a chance to get goals. So it was just a nice chill game.
Okay. So yeah. That was a good game, man. The Elliott goal was a banger as well. What a banger.
Salah assist as well, by the way. So that means he's the first player in Premier League history to have 3 consecutive 10-plus goal, 10-plus assist seasons. But he's washed though, Husam. He's washed.
Bro. Here's the thing. I'll say this. When it comes to the Salah conversation, there's always a midpoint where you could meet in and you could go like, okay, this is what I expect. This is what I think. I feel like with the Salah conversation, it's just getting to the stage where it's just so boring because the people just saying the same shit over and over again. Oh, where was he when he needed him? Why didn't he turn up? Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Bro, the thing that I say is as follows. Look, we have 2 forwards that are crystal clear weakness. That's why I haven't been on to Gakpo lately. Even Tom will tell you. I haven't been really going on to Gakpo lately. The reason why I haven't been doing that is because I can see that there are 2 that are clearly subpar. Like, clearly just not good enough. And those two we're going to address now in a second. Those two that I just think are not good enough. So why should I lay into a player that's actually good? Yes, he might have not played well over the last 4 or 5 games, whatever. But let's not forget what's happened across the season. So that's why for me, I've always kept the same energy. Look, I look at this current front 3, current front 5. You could actually make a bigger case for selling Jota than you would do selling Salah based on availability, as an example. So like, for me, I'm just looking at this current forward line. I'm keeping Jota, I'm keeping Salah, and I'm keeping Gakpo, and I'm signing 2 more. That's just how I look at it. And I'm not going to blame Salah for anything. Look, 5 consecutive years, 3 consecutive years, sorry, first player ever in Prem history to get 10 and 10. Obviously, he's not, like, we need to stop acting like Salah's a bad player. He's 2 goals away from 20 as well. That's 20 and 10 right there. We cannot sit up here and blame Salah for everything. So yeah, that's what I'll say. So anyway, we have to address the elephant in the room, Tom. Super chatters, big up to all of you guys. I'm going to get to you guys in a second because there's a big topic we have to address here before we get to the super chatters. Also, the other big topic I want to address is the fact that we have almost 500 people in here. We ain't even on 100 likes yet. That's some Darwin Nunez conversion rate, you know. So please hit the like button right now. You bunch of frauds. Close the live chat and hit this like button right here. What you cannot do is not hit the like button. Hit the like button right here. Exactly what Vin is saying. Big up all the mods pushing it. So please slap the like button right now. Subscribe to This Is Football. We're now only 40 subscribers away from 30K. Tom, the thing that's been spoken about over the last 48 hours. The elephant in the room. Uruguayan elephant in the room. Darwin Nunez. Talk to me, brother. Just unpack it.
There is a growing lack of confidence in that man to become the striker that Liverpool need to lead the line. He is not a 23-year-old. He's going to be 25 in the summer. He has the same problems that he had when he first joined. The appeal to having him join, despite him being an incredibly raw talent, was he was working under a manager who developed one of the greatest strikers of the last generation in Lewandowski, one of the best wingers in Bundesliga in Reus, and developed one of the greatest front threes in Premier League history in Salah, Mane, Firmino. Ultimately, losing Jurgen Klopp now means that the biggest advocate and the biggest reason for having him there is gone. He's not there anymore. The main reason why you back it.
He's the guy that signed him as well, to be fair.
Yeah, he's his biggest advocate. There's the articles that have come out and said that stuff. So you then look at this and you go, okay, we've seen no improvement. You could argue he's actually gotten worse in front of goal because last year he had 9 Premier League goals and 20 big chances missed. This year we've got 11 goals and 27 big chances missed.
He's gotten worse.
So basic math means you've got 20 goals for 47 big chances missed. Now, that's not great, but it doesn't sound as bad as when I tell you that about half his goals didn't count as big chances. So we've actually got about 10 goals and 47 big chances missed. All of a sudden, it sounds a lot worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, can I afford to keep that? Probably not.
It's a sad topic because, listen, at the end of the day, it's not like me and Tom didn't want him to work out, but the fact is,
I like him as he's probably a great bloke. Nunez is probably a sound bloke. He seems to care a lot. He seems to want to play for Liverpool and want to, to be a success, but there's too many problems. There's too many problems.
I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that he's okay and I should give him another chance. No. Why should when someone's let me down twice, why should I give him the chance to do it the third time? That's the thing that I just don't get with people. It's all good. Obviously, everyone here agrees, me, Tom, and I speak for everyone, that no one should get any abuse. I've never messaged Nunez anything. I've never messaged his wife anything or his family. Of course not. But we're talking about simply his on the pitch performances. And on the pitch, he simply hasn't been good enough. Why do we sit up here and lie to ourselves and act like it's okay to give this guy a chance and that guy a chance. Okay, then bring Henderson back, give him a chance. Bring back Moreno, give him a chance. Bro, listen, season 1, he let me down. Season 2, he let me down. Why should I give him season 3 to do the same exact thing?
I would be a hypocrite if the way I speak about Diaz is it's been 2 years at the football club, well, 2.5 years with Diaz at the football club, and I've not seen improvements. And he's gotten 2 years older. It's not working. I'd be a hypocrite if I then didn't apply that same mentality to Darwin Nunez.
Yeah.
Because we've given Nunez ample opportunities. It is wrong to attack a person for football. Football is the most important, irrelevant thing in life. Attacking someone personally about football is stupid and ridiculous. But people need to also learn that criticism is not abuse. Me saying that I don't think Darwin Nunez is going to work out at Liverpool because he's got the same problems that he had when he joined 2 years ago is not abuse. That it's a stone cold fact. He is still making incorrect decisions in front of goal. Even if we look at the game on Sunday, last minute, we're 4-2 up. This is the only reason why I don't think he was grilled even more. Imagine if this was a 2-2.
Oh, 100%.
Imagine if it was 2-2 and he's played.
I know you're watching back
he's
again. I said he's the only guy that can come on for 10 minutes and make your blood boil.
He's played through on goal. The keeper has come out and committed to a Nunez shot, but he's committed so early. All Nunez has to do is touch it around him. Little touch around him, and you've got an open goal. But he takes the shot first time. And maybe I am being harsh because I'm judging him against the greatest strikers I've seen at Liverpool Football Club. Torres, Suarez, Firmino. But for me, they are the benchmark. Liverpool Football Club has always had great number 9s. If you want to go back to the very start, your Roger Hunts, your Ian St. John's, your Kevin Keegans, your Dalglishes, your Ian Rushes, your John Aldridges, your Robbie Fowlers, your Michael Owens, your Fernando Torres, your Luis Suarez, your Roberto Firmino. Top range number 9s. That's what we've always had.
Yeah, but even then, can you honestly say, hand on heart, he's better than David Ngo?
He's better than David Ngo. But
I disagree with that. I disagree. If I gave David Ngo the chances Nunez gets in this system, he'd score more goals.
We get to the argument of David Ngo wouldn't get in the positions, but the novelty of, I'd be more concerned if he wasn't getting in the positions. That's wearing off. My concern is he's still getting in the positions, but he's still not scoring the goals.
Yeah,
and
he gets into his positions because of his physical attributes.
The idea that he will all of a sudden burst onto the scene doesn't necessarily work in my mind because everyone harks back to that last year at Benfica. That's the outlier in his career. That's not the standard that he set. That is the outlier. He massively overperformed XG that year. He only should have got 24, and he got, or he should have got 22, and he scored 34. Massive XG overperformance. Every other year has been performance.
You're muted. Now you're back again. Go ahead, sorry.
That's the sort of outcome. Nunez in a season will underperform XG. So you have to create him 30 XG.
5 big chances to get 1 goal, numbers-wise.
Like, it just doesn't work that way. A top football club cannot justify that. At the top level, I cannot trust Nunez to win me a title. And I need to trust my number 9 to win me a title. People get on at Roberto Firmino. And, well, he didn't score goals. No, because Roberto Firmino's job wasn't to score goals. That's why we had 2 strikers in Salah and Mane, either side, who get you 25. We've moved away from that, hence why we spent the big money on Nunez. Is Nunez getting me 25 a season? Is he? Fuck. That's the problem. That's the problem. I like him. He's probably a good lad. But a good lad doesn't account for much in football. And the most damning thing is I'm seeing articles come out writing him off. And it all seems very Edwards-based. And if Edwards had the opportunity...
I'm glad.
I know Edwards wouldn't have bought a Nunez because Edwards is a smart man and he would have seen all the data and would have went, yeah. It's not happening. You know the guy Edwards... Well, Husam, you know the guy Edwards was after, don't you?
Yes. Nkunku, the guy that I wanted.
Edwards was after Nkunku. That's the kind of striker or kind of forward Edwards wants. Nunez was never that. Never that. So I 100% see an idea where if we get an offer of 60 million this summer, Edwards takes it and reinvests it into another forward. Because I get the feeling that with a lot of teams underperforming this season, in comparison to what we expected from them,
takeover.
I think there can be almost this could be a very opportunistic transfer window in the sense of, I'm just going to use a team for example. Napoli won the title last year and now they've come like 7th or 8th. So you're looking at Kvaratskhelia or you're looking at Osimhen and you're going, they won't be happy there. They're not playing Champions League football next year. Kvaratskhelia got to be playing Champions League football. Maybe there's a world where Napoli, maybe they're a little bit strapped for finances, and all of a sudden you can put in an offer and get a Kvaratskhelia in. Now, would Edwards be in a situation where he would move on Nunez and try and find one of these opportunistic buys? 100%, because this is what Edwards does. This is what he does. And for Liverpool to give Edwards all the money in the world and all the power in the world, which is what they've done. It's what they've done. They've given him all the money and all the power and put him in that spot at the head of FSG in terms of CEO of football, I think is his official title. We've got to follow his stuff. Otherwise, it would be a pointless endeavour. It would be a pointless endeavour. If we brought Edwards back but stuck with the same old methods, it doesn't work. You bring Edwards back, you let him go for it. You let him just go for it. Trust the data. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And Nunez's numbers tell me that it's not going to work out unless I see the biggest change. And ultimately, I look at it this way. Arne Slot is someone I'm excited to see coming as Liverpool manager. Everything I've read about him and everything I've seen about him, he's a very exciting manager. I have less faith in him to develop Nunez than I did with Klopp. And developing a player at 25 is even harder than developing a player at 23. It's harder. So then you look at that. You look at all them problems, look at all them things considered. Where do we... What's the step with Nunez? Do we just gamble on next year? So, bear in mind, first year under a new manager, and a lot of big players will have one eye sort of very inquisitively on the sort of thing of, is this new guy the right guy, or do I need to move on? So do we take the gamble on next year? Next year being this sort of breakout year, burst out year for him, which the odds of that are not great based on everything I've seen. Or do we cut our losses, say, cheers for being here, it didn't work out, move on, and trust the Edwards model, which brought in players like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, Gini Wijnaldum, Diogo Jota, Joe Matip, Fabinho, Shaqiri, all these successes for the price tag. What do you trust more? And FSG have put their sort of flag or their stake in the pole sort of thing. We know where they lie. They're all in on Edwards. If we now didn't follow Edwards, it would be stupid. It would be idiocy. And you'd lose him again and you wouldn't get him back.
How many viewers did you lose? None. Okay. Go on.
Wow.
Moneymaker is back on the screen.
Wow. I was just saying this. I think this could be a very opportunistic window because I think a lot of big teams have underperformed this summer or this season. So this summer, a lot of players who normally would cost 80, 90, 100.
Did you know apparently Darwin Nunez is wanted by Chelsea? Did you see that? That tells you his level, 7th place.
I mean, him and Jackson would be a very interesting front two to watch. But No, I'm in the camp of I think it's best for all parties to move on, and seeing his reaction and the carry on following Sunday's game, I struggle to see how we get back from here, and I
Genuinely
don't
just don't see
see.
what people actually see in him. Like that's the thing that just bothers me the most. Like there are still people who are willing to give someone a chance who slapped you in the face twice already. They're like, oh, you could try again. Maybe this time you won't slap me in the face. This is the thing that just completely makes no sense to me whatsoever. Darwin Nunez, whether you like it or not, has let us down over a period of 2 years. He cannot control a football. He cannot pass. He cannot dribble. He cannot do anything. I just don't understand. In order for you to see something, there needs to be something at least to feel while you're watching someone. Like the reason why you see something with Cody Gakpo is because he can control a football, is because he can pass the football. You know, he might be slow as hell, but at least he has something about him as a footballer. The reason why you could see something with Alexis McAllister is he's complete all-round footballer. He can keep the ball well, he passes the ball, he's press resistant. The reason why you could see something with Harvey Elliott is in the final third, he can be a very effective player. He's playing passes, he's playmaking, he's shooting. The reason why you could see something with Kwanzaa is despite maybe his physical attributes isn't that amazing in terms of speed and power, the guy is a very smart tackler and he's smart positionally. I can name you stuff that you can see with players who are below par or below or average or whatever.
I'll put it this way, Husam.
Go on.
Since Nunez joined, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 players have scored more goals than him in the Premier League. Haaland obviously is light years away. Then you've got Salah. Then you've got Watkins. Then you've got Saka. Then you've got Harry Kane, who hasn't even played this year. Isak, Callum Wilson, Phil Foden, Heung-min Son, Dominic Solanke, Ivan Toney, who missed 8 months, Rashford, Odegaard, Bowen, Palmer, who didn't score last season, and Martinelli, who hasn't turned up this season. Just behind him is Havertz, Trossard, Alvarez, Fernandez, Eberechi Eze, Mbuemo, Jota, Barnes, Wissa, and Awonyi. I've got nothing to suggest that we're going to see a sudden burst. That's my problem. I've got nothing to suggest that I'm going to see this sudden breakout that everyone is telling me is going to happen. Because I'm not seeing it right now. I'm not seeing. So to the best I would want to see is clinicalness in front of goal now. I'm not getting clinicalness in front of goal. I'm seeing the same mistakes over and over again in big moments, in irrelevant moments. I'm still seeing the same problems, and he's losing his confidence. And with Klopp going, he loses his biggest advocate. Then what do we do from there? What is the next step? Because I think you went back when I said this. I like Arne Slot. I like everything that I've read and seen about him. He's a worse manager than Jurgen Klopp, so I've got less faith in him to develop an older Nunez than I did with Klopp developing a younger Nunez.
Yeah.
So where do we go from there? And if
Also,
FSG,
can we establish something? Developing a player does not mean teaching him finishing.
Nunez can finish because you've seen he can finish. His problem is there. His problem is there.
Yeah, and
how do you teach that?
Slot a mentalist or is he a football manager?
Mm-hmm. That's the problem. I mean, look, people are gonna go on about Diaz and stuff. Sam knows I've been saying I want Diaz sold. I'd snap anyone's hand off for 60 million for Diaz because he has the same
100%.
problems. Output is king for forwards. Our front three was built on output. It always
and you know
will
what
be
people are
built on
saying about
output.
Diaz now, which is true. He's 27. This is who he is.
Yeah.
There's no like all this. Listen, the word development needs to stop being like the next buzzword for the entirety of the world. All the people like to say is stuff like development and he'll do this and he'll do that, bro. With respectfully for Diaz, by the way, you know what? Let's just unpack this Diaz thing as well. It's crazy how we score four, and he has 0 GA of all of them. It's crazy, right? Like we score 4 goals, but you know, You know, no,
2
1
each.
second, this is important. You know why the likes of Rere will come here and tell you had a good game? Because he dribbled past Pedro Porro like 3 times. So you have a good game. Guys, let me just explain something to you guys about Luis Diaz. You know when it comes to Luis Diaz, this is who he is. He's 27 years old. This is who the player is. Yes, he dribbles well. I've been saying it all year long. He's getting past his fullback. He's dribbling. But then he does what with it? Can someone in the chat let me know, please, what he does after dribbling? Because that's actually what matters. Okay, you get into a dangerous position. Do you pass the ball well? No. You know, people. Tomer is doing the Darwin Nunez stats. Can I give you the stats? Because now they'll say,
Yeah, Diaz's stats are horrendous. Don't even
1
get me
second.
on them.
Tomer and Husam are GA merchants. Diaz is like, sometimes what he does is not represented on the GA. 1 second. Big chances created. Reece James has played 8 games this season. He has more big chances created than Luis Diaz. You know who also has more big chances than created than Diaz? Cameron Archer of Sheffield United. That's who has more big chances created than Luis Diaz. That's who has more big chances created. So you're not scoring goals, you're not getting assists, you're not creating big chances, you're not creating chances. But what do? You dribble. If me and Tom take a flight right now to the streets of Rio de Janeiro, how many people would be willing to come to Liverpool and dribble for 50 grand a week?
Oh, plenty. Like,
Go on.
people, I don't know why acting like being a GA merchant is a bad thing. Goals and assists win you games. Winning games wins you trophies. That's what football's about. Was Mane a GA merchant because he got G&A? No. But I like my winger when we build a system that is focused on the attackers getting output to have output. Diaz has had well more opportunities than Gakpo this year and has less GA. In the competition which we won, by the way, Cody Gakpo scored in every round but the final. Diaz scored in 1 round, which was the semi-final second leg, which Gakpo had scored in the first leg anyway. So you get an output there. Someone tried to run at me yesterday with the old, well, in that run from January to March, Diaz got all the output. No, he didn't. Jota was the main guy.
Yeah.
Jota got more GA in that time. Jota dragged us 2 games. When we lost Jota, we suddenly became shit again because you lose output. Output is king. It's what football's about. It's what attack is it about.
If we had Erling Haaland up top, we're league champions. Full stop.
That's obvious. Give me another striker. If we had Isak up top, we'd be league champions. If I could give Diogo Jota legs that didn't break down after 5 games, I'd be league champions. That's what it's about. Clinicalness. Yeah. There's a reason why our front 3 at the start of the season was Salah, Gakpo, Jota. If I was to ask every single person right now what is our best front 3 to end the season, it would be Salah, Gakpo, Jota. Because they're the best players.
Not better, unfortunately.
They're
With
the best
Diaz,
players.
do you expect him to go out of those 2? Let's just address the elephant in the room here. Out of those 2, I actually think Diaz has a bigger chance of leaving this summer.
Yes, 100%.
Like, I think that's the one guy that's 100% gone.
Yeah, 100%. That's just it. Like, Diaz is older. There's probably more of a market for him because of the good PR around him, should we say. There's always going to be good PR around Diaz because he's exciting.
Like Colombian national, he cooked Spain in that friendly. Yeah, good.
Yeah, like there's always going to be more interest in Diaz than there is Nunez, ultimately, because Nunez hasn't had a good end to the season.
And said because of his dribbles.
Like,
I love it, man.
I ask it. I will continue to ask anyone who defends Diaz this. What is the difference between Diaz now from the Diaz that we bought from Porto 2.5 years ago? There is one difference. His age. 3 years older. His age. He still does the same things.
For you, Tom. Objectively, what's the difference between Diaz and Saint-Maximin?
Diaz has better output than Saint-Maximin, but Saint-Maximin's output was utterly abysmal. Like, it's not hard to have better output than Saint-Maximin.
I believe Doku would have had better output at Liverpool than Diaz.
He'd probably have the same output, but it would have been the same problems. But there's more upside with Doku because he's 5 years younger. I've got more opportunity to develop that than I do with Diaz now, who's 27, 28 next year. That's the problem. Like I
think
can't keep
50 million and above, we cannot say no. We have to
I
sell.
can't keep carrying through players who don't pull their weight in terms of output. I can't,
No.
because that's not what works. Unless our midfield is going to suddenly balloon with output, which our midfield has ballooned with output, and it still wasn't enough, because you need two midfielders getting 10 goals. That's what you need, two midfielders getting 10 goals to carry Nunez and Diaz through a season. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And people in the comments are going to be saying, oh, well, if you're saying that Jota's injury cost us, that's why you should sell Jota. No. All I want to do is properly rotate Jota next year, so I don't have to go through periods of time where he's playing every single game for 3 months straight.
You know who told you about properly rotate at the start of the season? You know who did? Mr. I want to take everything seriously. Sometimes I just want to slap you so hard. I just wish we went with the starting 11 for 38 games and binned those other crap competitions. We'd be sat here league champions. Bro.
Yeah, and then, you know, when we get to AFCON in the January, what do we do then? Because that was where the run, that was where Jota's injury problem started.
Not to be
AFCON. So even if I wanted to do that whole thing, I couldn't, because Jota had to play every game there because I didn't have enough attackers.
Injury prone regardless of rotation.
Disagree.
I'll be honest with you. If we sell Jota this summer, I'm not going to cry about it.
Sam, do you know why? Do you want to know why I disagree with you? What was our best season rotation wise? 21, 22. Where we properly rotated players in and out and gave everyone. Yeah, that year. Do you know how many games Jota played that season?
How many?
51.
That's a lot of games.
So that proves to me that if you can rotate him properly, you can get 50 games out of him. They don't all need to be starts. They don't all need to be sub appearances. Rotate.
Here's the thing with Jota. Here's my logic. I don't want to sell him, but if we do sell him because of his injury problems, I wouldn't moan about it.
I would, because you're replacing your best. You're losing your best finisher. We have a problem finishing anyway. If I'm keeping, because if we sell Jota, that means one of Diaz or Nunez is staying.
No, but that's the thing here. The key for me is sell both, and then I'll take it from there. Basically,
if you sell Diaz and Nunez, you can't sell Jota. You can't lose 3 forwards in one window. You can't.
I agree.
You've got to keep at least one of them. And for me,
and I'd rather keep I'd rather listen to this. Yeah, see how you know how far gone I am with the other two. I'd rather keep injured Jota than fit Diaz and Nunez. And on that note, let me go to the super chats, because a lot of you guys are addressing what we have said. Big up to everyone who's joined us. We still have 500 people watching. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Tom Little's link is in the title as well, because we have upgraded him. You know, despite the fact that he chats shit. You get me? He is the guy that, I've brought through the ranks. He's like my Trent Alexander-Arnold project. I hope he doesn't move to Madrid when he's too big. But yeah, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Tom Little's channel is in the title as well. Go subscribe. Big up to Marius, who says, do you think our squad is ready for a Champions League campaign? Marius, respectfully.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that you're doing this now, because I refuse to get sucked into people acting like Slot has such an impossible job on his hands where he has to do a whole rebuild and we're going to be fighting for top 4. We're going to be crap. No, we're not. Yes, this team is ready for a Champions League campaign. Yes, it is. And yes, we're ready to fight on the Premier League. And yes, we're ready to win a domestic cup. Yes, we are. We need to stop acting like this squad is crap. It's not. There's just 2 crap players. 3, actually. Big up to you, Marius. 4, to be fair. Big up to Dan, who says, Liverpool should get Olise. United will ruin that baller. Also, I don't rate any of your wingers bar Salah, is what Daniel says.
Learn to rate Gakpo. That's a winger there.
Would you take Olise?
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. I don't know which wingers we're going to buy, but like there's obvious names that I'd like Olise, Kudus, Nico Williams, Kvaratskhelia.
Nico Williams is very overrated. I've come to that.
I think there's a lot to like about Nico Williams. I just think at Bilbao he's focused on creating more than he's scoring.
No, I don't like Nico Williams. I think he's very overrated.
I think there's so much to work with there.
You know who I want to sign?
Plus he's 22.
I'm all in the Marcus Thuram train. 100%.
I don't know. He's been a striker, hasn't he? My whole thing is I want to move Salah up front, so I don't really want to buy a striker. If you're keeping Salah on the right, then maybe.
I think
I
Thuram could play left wing in the way we play football.
I'm just looking at, based on the Arne slot system, you kind of want your wingers to be able to hold width very well. And I think Thuram is very much a guy who you want in and around the box, sort of thing.
But you would, how much would they cost?
Who?
Olise, doesn't he have a 40 million release clause?
Olise's got like a 60 million release clause. I think Olise's 60 million. Nico Williams is 37. Kudus is probably like 70, 80. And then Leao and Kvaratskhelia, I have no idea, because I don't know if there's a release clause there, and I think that all comes down to if they need money and if they're cash strapped or whatever.
I actually think Leao is overrated. I take Kvara over Leao.
I think Leao is more of an archetypal.
There's more to Kvara's game than there is Leao. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I think for a Klopp team, Leao would have been a better fit. For Slot, I have no idea. For Slot, I think the way Kvaratskhelia plays is better. And for everyone saying Kvaratskhelia is just Luis Diaz but Georgian, Kvaratskhelia is how old? 23. Kvaratskhelia was born in the same year as me.
And we call him Tom Little. Andrew Wright says, you frauds. I hope Trent goes center mid next season. There, by the way, there is a possibility he goes center mid, but then we just give ourselves an extra. No, but then we just give ourselves an extra.
I want you to watch. Go watch that game where he played against Tottenham. That was one of his best performances of the season, and he was more so right back than centre mid inverting.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, that's what I'm saying.
He was more of a right back.
If he goes in midfield next season, it'll work, but then you'd have to give yourself another headache of finding a right back, which I don't want.
If he goes in midfield, you still need to buy a DM, so he doesn't fix that problem, and you just create a new problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It doesn't make sense to. You look at what he does at right back. There will still be games where him inverting is good. That's not a lie. There'll still be games where him inverting is good, but having what he is at right back is massively important.
Will Morton get a chance? Looked good for Hull.
Very much doubt it. I think. Remember how we got like 20 odd million for Solanke and 15 million for Ibe and stuff like that, and 26 million for Brewster after a good loan spell. That's the sort of move I could see happening for Tyler Morton. Had a good loan spell at Hull. A team like an Ipswich coming up could go, here's 15, 20 million, and we take it and run because...
Yeah, I'd take that 100%. I'm trying to give Morton a chance. People are backing Nunez using clips from Benfica. You know what this reminds me of? Remember when people were backing Pogba using clips from Juventus?
Brother, I saw a Thiago comp the other day that was still using clips from Barca.
That tells you all you need to know. Like, listen, Nunez is finished. We need to sell him. Simple as. All this huggy, lovey-dovey crap, we need to get rid. Big up, guys. What would you see as realistic achievements for Liverpool next season with a new manager, Virgil van Dijk, another year older, Salah possibly leaving? Why do people keep saying Salah leaving, bro? Already Ornstein dropped the bomber. He's staying for a year. That's it. So let's just cut the crap with this Salah leaving stuff. Second of all, Arne Slot is a manager that's supposed to play the similar ways to Klopp and is supposed to be a top manager that Michael Edwards is scouted, and I should trust him and I shouldn't be, I shouldn't be slot out. So because of that, I'm expecting a title challenge next season. That's what I'm expecting. And if we don't challenge for the league, then you're just showing the middle finger to everything Jurgen Klopp built. What are you expecting, Tom? Watch him say top 4 and a trophy now. Go on. Already your standards are low anyway. Now we're going to lower them even more.
Well, it depends on the makeup of the squad. I can't really give my predictions there. If we keep the same core but add the right pieces to it, then yeah, I expect a title challenge.
I actually agree with Tom. Thank God we.
But if Trent ends up going, if Trent doesn't sign a deal, we have to move him on, or Salah suddenly backtracks and goes Saudi for a big payday, then I'm gonna have to change expectations because I lose a world class player, and my football club won't buy a world class player to replace him. So it depends what we do this summer. To be honest,
this is important. I agree with Tom.
If we add 2 wingers, a top class DM, a left back, and a centre back, why not? Why not take the challenge?
We cannot challenge 100%. 100%. Big up to Tyrone, who says, like it or not, he'll be here next season. Obviously, he needs to deliver now. There's no more patience. Any abuse is unacceptable. One thing you can do is say he doesn't give 110%. He's just limited. Yeah, but Tyrone, let me just address this before I let Tom address it. The reality is as follows. If I were playing for Liverpool, I'd give 110%. If Tom was playing for Liverpool, would be giving 110%. We're both not good enough. There's a difference between giving 110% and being not good enough. You know who gave 110% last season? Jordan Henderson. I was so glad he's gone because he was not good enough at that stage. I agree with you that abuse is unacceptable. Me and Tom haven't abused him. We haven't went to his Instagram messages and personally DM'd him, insulting stuff. At the end of the day, we have to talk about what happens on the football pitch, and whether people like it or not, he has about 40 big chances missed in all competitions, and that's just not good enough. Unless your standards are in the gutter and you want to accept a striker that scores 10 goals after having 40 big chances in a season, then yeah, that's just insane. And I'm glad you say no more patience, because we agree on that.
There is nothing really that pushes me to giving him another year. In terms of I've seen improvements, in terms of I can trust him under this new manager. For all I know, Arne Slot's strikers need to be technically astute. Needs to be able to drop deep and link up.
Technically astute, yeah, get rid.
Like, honestly, but based on everything I've heard about what Arne Slot's striker is, Nunez is the fourth best striker at the football club for it. I'm putting Salah ahead of him. I'm putting Gakpo ahead of him. I'm putting Jota ahead of him. And two of them will be playing out of position.
Even Diaz is ahead of him because he's more technically sound.
Nunez is a striker. You know where Nunez work? Atletico, a team that likes to play on the counter. We are moving away. But we're moving away from counter-attacking football under Arne Slot. That's what we're doing. You look at a manager who's regular having 65% possession. He wants to play a possession-based style. So the amount of runs in behind, the amount of long balls that are getting thrown into him, lessens. So his skill set is lessened. So then you have to move on to something else. Can I trust Nunez to drop deep, link up, play 1-2s? No, because that's not what he is. He never has been that. So then what do we do from there?
Nunez is 23. Griezmann is 32. I trade Nunez for Griezmann right now.
23? Nunez is 25, mate.
Whatever. Like, I trade him for Griezmann right now. Buy a striker, center mid, left back, keep Salah, bin Nunez. I agree with this. We need.
You're on about Griezmann. I wouldn't, like, obviously I'd take Griezmann. He's a world-class player. I'd take fucking Joao Pedro from Brighton.
I'm the same. I could go to every Premier League club, probably the top 10, and name you a forward. I'm taking
genuinely. I'll put it this way: he's 25 in the summertime. That's what I meant. Going into next season, he's 25. Joao Pedro and Adingra, they'd probably cost you 75 million combined, 45 and 30, or 35 and 40, whatever. 75 million for the pair of them. That's what you get for Diaz alone, and then you add Nunez on top of that. Are they that much worse than Nunez and Diaz together? Because Joao Pedro's got 10 goals this season for Brighton in the league, I think, 9 or 10. And he's been playing as a 10. He's been playing on the wing. He's been in and out the side. I mean, Danny Welbeck's still been their main guy up top. But Joao Pedro's got 10 goals. Adingra, he's got 6 goals, a couple of assists in there, won some penalties, been bright, dribbled past a man. Done this, that, and the other. That's Diaz's USP, but Adingra's 5 years younger. But anyway, I don't want to buy that. That's not the stand I want to shop at. But ultimately, if I look at that, what is the difference? What is the difference?
Here's the thing, Tyrone saying, period, we are not having a big overhaul this summer. We never have, even with Edwards, and they want to break the structure now. It'll be smart signing. Yeah, but smart signing is exactly why we'll have an overhaul.
Edwards' first summer, we saw 7 signings come through the door. Mane, Wijnaldum, Matip. Was it 7? Karius, Klavan. And I think there was like a couple others. It might be 6. I might be forgetting something off the top of my head. The next year was 3 in 17-18. Then the year where we took the next step in our jump, I'm going to include Van Dijk in this one, was 5. Van Dijk, Alisson, Keita, Shaqiri.
Yeah.
That 5 signing. I'm not asking for 20 signings. I'm asking for 5. I need wingers, a DM. So wingers, a DM, a left back, and a centre back.
Same. Exact same.
Why can't I have an
That's
18-19 season? Why can't I do an 18-19 season now? Especially if we're
what
selling
I
2
agree.
forwards. If I'm selling 2, I need to buy 2 anyway. And in 18-19, I think we only sold Danny Ings. That was 5 signings with 0 sales. What do we do if we sell a couple of players then? Like a Diaz and a Nunez. All of a sudden, the wiggle room then is I can go out a 6th signing because I've got the money and I've got the space to do it now. So
By the
to
way, the
suggest
left back market is easy as an example. The left back
Yeah, like,
market is easy as an
you
example.
have
There's
an
plenty of
abundance of options. Who do you want for left back?
I don't mind Ayet Nouri. I don't mind Robinson. I don't mind Stupinian. I don't mind. There's so many good options. I
You've
don't
missed
care.
the name. You've missed the name.
He's gonna say Matson. No, but even if we
It is
get
Maatsen.
Matson,
It
my
is
point
Maatsen.
is I don't care, Tom. Like all 4 are good left backs for me.
But-
All
but
4 are better than
there's
Robinson.
spots which are easy fits. Like you said, centre back is an easy fit because there's so many options there.
Yeah.
If you want to go for Inacio, if you want to go for Pacho, if you want to go cheap and go get fucking Tosin Adarabioyo for free, there's options. You can go shop at a multitude of places. Left back.
The ones where we'll have to
easy.
pay a bit is forward line. That's where we're gonna have to pay money.
Forwards are always expensive, and DM just
But if we
because
sell Diaz for 60 and sell Nunez for 40, 50, then that's easy. I'll replace him.
that's the only thing that sticks in my head with Nunez. I don't think we sell him for a massive loss. I think the lowest we'd accept is like 60.
50.
You gotta bear in mind, Sam, we've paid 78 million for him at this point.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to pay the 20 million more. With him deleting picks, it's really over. He's gone, is what Jack says. Yeah, I hear you, and I'm glad to see him gone. This is just the reality. Listen, football is a harsh sport. You cannot sit up here and hug people the rest of your life. Big up to you, Jack. Big up to Tampa says it's not working. End off. He might be our Forlan 100%. And Tampa Lion, I wish just people looked at it from this perspective. It's just not working. Move on. That's it. We don't have to keep giving people chances. Joe says FSG spend money, 7 years war chest. Do you trust them? No, I don't trust FSG. I don't trust FSG at all. And that's why I'm a bit wary of what could happen this summer. You know, the ownership for me remains the biggest problem at Liverpool Football Club. And if we, you know, if we had that issue with the ownership again, then, you know, I'm going to call them out again. It's as simple as that. Let's not forget the You Are a Donkey video that I made. TalkSport compared Luis Diaz to Neymar. TalkSport should be banned just for that comparison right there. That should be banned just for that comparison right there. Big up to you, AK. Sell Diaz, Nunez, and Jota and Robbo.
I'm not selling 3 forwards. I'm keeping Jota because he's a game breaker. Did you know, Husam? I saw the start of the season. The forward with the best minutes to goal ratio or minutes to GA ratio in the Premier League is Diogo Jota. Jota's 1, Elise's 2, Haaland is 3. Jota's the only player in the Premier League to average over 1 GA per 90 minutes. So the thing is always, can we just get him more fit? Can we just manage his minutes better? It depends on Robertson or Simicast. One of Robertson or Simicast can go. A left back
Obviously,
can go.
you'd keep the backup. Obviously, you'd keep the backup. That's just
No, obviously you keep the starter and make him the new backup.
No, but then the starter would want to continue to start.
The start, because if we're doing rotation properly, which we should do, the starter will get a lot of games.
Prediction for your summer window, Husam is a fraud. If you want me to predict what Liverpool will do, I think Liverpool will sign a centre back.
It's hard to predict though, isn't it? Because
forward and a midfielder. I think we signed 3 players.
I think we sign. I could see us signing all 5, to be honest, because I do think you're going to see a couple of sales. I really could see us signing all 5.
Big up to you, Philippe. Would you take this guy, Johan Bakayoko? Big up to Ed again.
I want to stop shopping in the fucking Eredivisie. That's what I want to do. I want to stop shopping in that league. There's your answer. I don't want to shop in that league anymore because it is so volatile in terms of success rates. You've got to look back. We've brought Edwards and Hughes in. Hughes, obviously at Bournemouth, it was a little bit of a different thing because they needed to shop in the lower leagues to try and find these values and these bargains. Michael Edwards, from 16-17 to 21-22 when he left, never bought from the Eredivisie. Never bought from the Portuguese league. He only ever bought from Europe's top 5 leagues. Apart from like Grujic, who never played anyway. So I'm on about just starters, just players who played pretty much week in, week out. Never shot from outside the top 5 leagues. Do you know the leagues that he wanted to shop in? Wanted to shop in Brazil. Wanted to shop in South America. We had a deal.
Yeah,
agreed for
he did.
Rodrigo.
He did. I told people this. We were
We had a
supposed to get
deal agreed
Caicedo
for
for 2 million,
Rodrigo.
by the way.
We had the deal agreed for Rodrigo before he went to Madrid. Everything. Edwards was key to that, but he turned us down, and then got the move to Madrid a year later, which I don't really blame him for. But Edwards would shop in the top 5 leagues, in the Championship, or in South America. That's where he shops. I could see him delving into the Portuguese market for a couple, because Portugal has a similar stat thing, like statistical matchup to the Premier League. The Eredivisie doesn't. The Eredivisie, you've either got to teach the player an awful lot, or they've got to be exceptional.
This is true. This is true. Thoughts on Gomez? Had 9 years, couple of good games, the rest bad, injury prone, and accident waiting to happen, and top Reds are begging him to stay.
I wouldn't be shocked if Joe Gomez moved on this summer. I'll be honest. But I think that'll be a him move rather than a club move. He is very versatile. He, for the most part, is reliable. I'll be real. This season, you see him give you really good games at left back, at centre back, at right back. Before the knee injury in the COVID year, he was Klopp's first choice centre back alongside Van Dijk. He's a guy who I don't think the club will try and stand in the way of if he wants to go, but I'd certainly don't think the club will be actively pushing for him to leave, if you get me. Plus, he's homegrown as well, so that's always a positive.
I'll be honest with you. One thing I will say,
he's homegrown club as well, which you need for Champions League.
One thing I will say right now is, what I don't want us to do is, I don't want us to do the Chelsea. The last thing I need is for us to essentially just sell everyone and just sit up here and go like, oh, you know, give this guy time and that guy time and this guy time and that guy time. That's exactly what cannot happen. The last thing I need is for us to just go down that shithole right there and just sell everyone. At the end of the day, there are players that might not be that amazing that you need to keep, to be honest with you. And he's one of them. Gomez is just a serviceable Premier League defender, nothing special, but you do have Carabao Cup games, you have FA Cup games, you have Premier League games against weaker league opposition. I cannot sit up here and just sell everyone, Brixton. That's my point. Like, I'd sell probably 3 players, but the rest must be buys. You know, like Adrian as well. Bye. So, yeah, like, I cannot sit up here and sell everyone, man. Shout out to you, Brixton. Thanks so much for the super chat. Final topic, Tom, before we get out of here. Big up to all of you guys. By the way, we're literally only 15 likes away from 200 likes. Let's get there with the help of you guys. Big up to my guy Marius, Daniel, Andrew, Faraz, 90, Steven, Tyrone, Tampalion, Motior, Jack, Joe, AK, Ed, Felipe, and Brixton for the super chats. Big up to all the super chatters, always keeping the channel going. I appreciate you guys so much. We are, closing in on 30k subscribers. Let's get there. So please hit the like button, subscribe. Love to all the super chatters. Tom, final topic of the day. The manager situation. It's been rumored, and it's been said on the articles that I've read, essentially, that Arne Slot is going to be the coach and not the manager, which essentially means he's going to be doing the football side of things and not getting involved in transfers. Now, with Michael Edwards in there, and with the Richard Hughes thing, on a real, does the Richard Hughes thing worry you?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know.
There you are.
It could go either way, because I don't know Edwards' involvement. If Edwards really isn't involved, then there is a bit of worry. But if Edwards is still the head of the table, then no, there's no worry. And I think Hughes is just basically a guy who has to negotiate. And he's a decent negotiator from everything I've heard.
What's Edwards' job description currently?
CEO of football. at Fenway Sports Group. That's his job title.
The only one thing that scares me, Tom, is we have a Bournemouth approach.
A Bournemouth approach wouldn't work, though, and I think that Edwards and his team know that. You can't... Bournemouth approach works at Bournemouth. Bournemouth approach doesn't work at Liverpool.
But you know the issue? Can I tell you the issue? Chelsea. Brighton approach.
But
It's
Chelsea
literally copy-pasted at Chelsea.
Yes, but Chelsea are dickheads and ran by not smart people.
No, but you know the reason I ask you about the Edwards title?
Mm-hmm.
Can Edwards overturn what Hughes wants?
Yes. That's what being the CEO of football is.
So essentially, Edwards is the head of the snake right now.
Yes, however involved he wants to be. So okay. Imagine it's like a pyramid. So you've got everyone at the bottom there, then a couple of people above that, then like a couple of people above that, and at the very top, the peak of that is Edwards. That's what being the CEO of football
so I'll ask
is.
You a question. Let's say we signed, I don't know, Tominho Litalino from Brazil. Is that Edwards or is that Hughes?
We'd be told that it would probably be a mixture of both, I assume, but considering the South American influence, I assume Edwards would have a big part in that.
You know, like, obviously Edwards coming back fills me back with so much confidence because
the thing I think.
Yeah, but why does the Hughes thing not worry people? That's the thing that I just don't get.
Because Hughes isn't. We've not gone full Bournemouth. We've not brought in Bournemouth scouts, and we've not brought in Bournemouth's head of recruitment, and we've not brought in Bournemouth's head of analysis. We've still got the chief guys in them positions. It's just Richard Hughes is now the director of football instead of fucking Jörg Schmadtke, who was negotiating deals out in Ibiza. We've now got a guy who was negotiating deals in Liverpool, which is a better look for the football club. He's also got a decent track record, all things considered. But Hughes doesn't pick the players. The scouts identify the players.
Comment? Like you're just...
What comments?
You looked to the right and you just said exactly what he said, basically.
I genuinely didn't mean that because no chilly ass.
Like verbatim, you just said what he said.
No. Hughes won't pick the players. The scouts will identify the players. They'll bring it to a meeting. The whole team, the whole recruitment team, the data analysis guys, the recruitment analysis guys, the head of data, the head of scouting, Richard Hughes, the manager, Michael Edwards, they'll all sit there and they'll all have a look at it, and then it'll be bang. It won't just be Richard Hughes.
I'll tell you something right now, Tom.
Okay.
I want Slot to get involved in exactly zero of transfer decisions. You know that the football club went to the shits because of this ego thing where the managers start making transfer decisions. We need to trust the nerds. Had we just trusted the nerds behind the computer screen, wearing glasses, giving you... You know, I actually... I'm not supposed to say this publicly, but I'll say it now just for the sake of this fucking conversation. I hope the guy's not watching and I don't get in trouble. I got one of the Excel sheets. One of the Excel sheets that they worked on, one of the players at Liverpool Football Club. You do not understand the level of detail. Is like insanity, bro. They know how many passes he passed to the left, to the right, to the back, to the front, to the every, like they scout to the umpteenth degree, like every move he made on the pitch, like everything, like here and here, here and there. He occupied this space, he took up that space, he done this, he done that, like just absolute detailed information. And we went away from that. So one thing I've been saying, people say in the chat earlier on is like, oh my God, get me Gertruda from PSV. No, do not. I don't want Slot to take any players on the journey with him. We
should only get Gertruda or Jimenez or fucking whoever from Feyenoord if they are the best fit. If you put them into the metrics, put them into the data, and all of a sudden they come out top. If they come out top, then fair enough. But if they come out 51st and there's 50 players ahead of him, but and he's trying to go, well, I had him at Feyenoord, he was all right. No, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. We jumped to where we did in football because we were revolutionary with the data, with how we took our approach to analytics.
Yeah.
We got rid of that. We've brought them all back in now. FSG have put their flag. They've said where they want to go. They put their flag in there. They went data. That's where we're going. So trust the data, guys. Trust the data, guys. That's how I'll always be about it.
Yeah.
So I expect to
like
see.
Husam
I have confidence.
That's
I have
the
a
end
lot
of
of confidence.
season, Tom. That's just end of the season, Tom. Tom will just come to the conclusions that Husam says.
Hold on. No.
Yes.
If people know me,
April and May is when Tom says everything Husam's been saying all year long. He fights me, and at the end, he agrees with me.
If people know me, people know I'm a data guy. I've always been a data guy. Fucking hell, I've read books on it. I've read books on the analytics and the data and everything. I'm really interested to see how it works. Data's always king in football. Salah, found by data. Manny, found by data. You know who wasn't found by data? Nunez.
You know who wasn't found by data? Julian Brandt, Mario Götze, Nunez, Diaz, Gakpo.
I tested it relevant because I tested different for everything
Gravenberch.
else. I tested different for everyone. If Liverpool Football Club paid Edwards a handsome sum, we've given him a job at the highest level of football in FSG. In terms of what, don't get me started on Amarim at the minute. Fucking hell, he's throwing everything in the bin. He's throwing fucking everything in the bin. He had it all there and he's throwing it all away. But we've clearly put our we know where we're lying, so you got to trust it now. I will always trust the data guys. I said back when Edwards was appointed, if you would give me Edwards running the show with his people, but he picks the manager, or I get my manager of choice in Amarim, but they run the recruitment side of things, it was always going to be the data guys because that's where the success was. You got to bear in mind.
No. No. Slot cannot make a single. I don't want him to recommend. I don't want him to make a decision. I don't want you. Just shut the hell up and coach the team. Just shut the hell up and coach the team. Because even when we allowed Jurgen Klopp at the start, at least to have some form of say in it, that's because he was Jurgen Klopp, who got Dortmund to a Champions League final after selling his best player every year and won back-to-back Bundesligas and done the double. That's why, Stephen, stop saying that Slot should even have a say. People need to understand there is the reason why Liverpool fell off. And that's because we gave the manager power. Stop giving the manager power to make any transfer decisions or any transfer recommendations or anything. Trust Michael Edwards, trust the scouts, trust the numbers. Let me tell you right now who Liverpool would have had. Liverpool would have had Joao Pedro, Rodrigo, Caicedo, currently active in this current Liverpool team. We would have had Nkunku. We would have had so much of a better team had we just trusted the nerds. I'm not trying to hear a single word from Slot. Slot, you want this guy? You know what, Slot? Just because you said you want this guy, we're not going to get him. That's what I want. I trust the nerds behind the computer. I trust Michael Edwards. That's who I trust. I put my trust in them.
I say Husam. I say this. Yeah, Pep Guardiola is a better manager than Jurgen Klopp. But Jurgen Klopp had the game breaker in the data guys who were finding players who fit the system and told them and pushed our level up. Then City adapted. Do you think Pep Guardiola sits there now and says, I want this player, this player, this player? No. City's recruitment
Pep
team
was
do
up
that.
at 3 a.m. watching River Plate games and he recommended Alvarez.
No chance whatsoever. Because you got to look at all this. Look at the signings they've made. Do you think Doku was ever a Pep signing? No, it's the data guys. It's the data guys. The data guys know what works. Liverpool, we're never going to compete with City financially. We like to flaunt the fact that our net spend is so much lower than City's, but we were able to compete. That was because of the data guys. The moment they went, it became more volatile, less consistent. The net spend actually started, the gap started to decrease.
It became Pep Litter's recommendations.
We spent more, they spent less. The gap lowered, and we didn't get any more success from it. In our peak, we were building top teams. Top teams. For pennies. And we were doing that because of the elite data guys. That's what it always is. There's a reason why every big club has copied us in terms of doing what we've done in terms of recruitments and in terms of data. If you go and read anywhere about how we ran our data, we were the first in pretty much every aspect. We were the first to have a specially in-house data department. In the past, all the other clubs just used to go through all these other things. We were the first club to go, no, we're going to build our own data team. And then that went bang. That was the boom. Then we were the first guys to start using AI. We were the first guys to start using all these things. And we were the first. And you went boom because of it. Because we had the smart people doing the right things. The smart people.
I know why
doing the
data
right
works. You know why data works? Watch this.
Because men
Tom,
lie,
would you...
women
No,
lie,
no,
numbers
stop,
don't
stop.
lie.
Tom, would you take Openda?
Kind of, yeah. I think his numbers are quite good. He hasn't seen. I'm messing. No, Openda wouldn't fit what we want to do, but he does have some decent numbers. Openda, he actually does have some really good numbers. You got to look at the intangibles, Sam. It's the intangible numbers. They're the ones you want to look at.
Openda is Darwin Nunez 2.0. I have no idea how you said. You know, you let me down so badly there because I was actually giving Tom. I was about to do Tom prop for a second. I was about to go like, you know what? Let's end the stream peacefully. Let me do Tom prop. And then he said he would take Openda. He said he would take Openda. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. If he said he would take Openda, I am just done out
Well,
here,
yeah,
bro.
I would.
Openda's Darwin Nunez 2.0. What's the point?
No, he isn't.
Miss chances 2.0. Yes, yes.
No, right. So Openda is averaging 0.8 goals per game, and he's scoring 0.6% like out of his chances, out of his big chances. Nunez is averaging 0.6 goals per 90 and is scoring 0.2 of his big chances. So there is a 200% difference in terms of Openda's clinicalness on big chances compared to Nunez's, and every other metric in terms of conversion rate, accuracy, shot placements, shot in sequences, shots on target, shots inside the box, shots attempted, touch inside the box. Openda's better at. But
That's
do we want that type?
Can you
do
compare
want that type of
Openda at
striker?
Leipzig to Nunez at Benfica?
But the issue is, I can look.
But the
I
issue
would
is
go.
what?
No, Husam, no.
There you are.
No.
He's
Because
comparing Nunez at
what,
Liverpool to Openda at Leipzig.
your better comparison would be Openda at Lens last season. That was where he had his boom. Or really, his boom was at Vitesse in the fucking Dutch league. But that's where he'd have the problem with the Nunez thing. So then he went to Ligue 1 with RC Lens, got 21 and 38 last year. This season, 24 and 32. The numbers have increased.
You know who also scored a whole lot of goals in the Liga?
There is more to support Openda's boom than what there was to support Nunez.
Is who scored a lot of goals in the Liga.
No,
you know who also stop! You're embarrassing yourself. You know who also scored a lot? You know who also scored a lot of goals in Liga? You know who also scored a lot of goals in Liga? What's the name of that Arsenal forward that they sold last summer? What's his name again? The American. Someone drop his name in the chat. I forgot his name.
Oh, you know about Nicholas Pepe?
No, the American. I said American and you say Pepe.
Balogun.
Balogun scored a lot of goals in Liga as well. You know who has a lot of goals in Liga? Musa Tamari. Jordanian right winger. Ketwi.
Is he Jordanian, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Fair enough.
Have you watched him?
No, I was thinking of Damery. There's a different player called Damery who's Danish, I think. I think he plays for Ajax. But I heard Damery and I was like, but yeah, Tamari.
No, Tamari. Yeah, he plays.
What
for
teams
Montpellier.
he play for? Montpellier. Fair enough.
He's going to be the player of the season.
Is Openda the kind of guy that I think we buy? No, but the numbers are fine on him. The numbers are better than what there was with all the other ones. Like, if you were to look at Openda compared to Nunez at Benfica, the numbers are still better than what Nunez has at Benfica. Nunez was effectively just a spike. Openda's has been a gradual rise and a gradual increase because you've went from the 6th best league where you had really good numbers to the 5th best league where you had really good numbers to the 4th best league where you had really good numbers. That's not like what Nunez done when he was at.
You saying you take Openda is honestly just a debunk. I debunk
because he's not my first choice. He's not my first choice. But if you were to ask me, would I take Openda instead of Nunez? Yes.
You're such a bozo.
Obviously, he's not who I would 100% put my hat on the hill to die of. No, because I don't know who that is. But I would take Openda ahead of Nunez because I've seen more with Openda than I have with Nunez. There's more numbers to back up Openda's rise than there is to back up Nunez's. And
Can we stop?
Openda,
Okay, can me and you do a deal right now, please?
right? Okay,
Can me and you do a deal man to man right now? Can we
Man to
stop we using Darwin Nunez as any form of standard? Because me and you right now can go down this league and we can name better forwards than Darwin Nunez at every single club.
Yep.
Stop. So let's stop using Darwin Nunez as the measuring stick because I cannot use the sewages as a measuring stick to building a skyscraper. You get me? So let's just keep it stepping. Ignore the Darwin Nunez. Oh, Openda's better than Nunez. Yeah, everyone's better than Nunez. No one gives a fuck. Forget Nunez now. Let's talk about the level we're trying to get to. Of course, I wouldn't sign Openda. Of course, I was trying to back to Tom Little there, and then he just stabbed me in the back. That's crazy.
I'll be honest, Sam. I really wouldn't be shocked if Openda's a name that gets mentioned with Liverpool, though.
Yeah, he'll get mentioned, and I hope it's nothing more than a mention.
Because the numbers are there, and we've got that weird fetish with the Red Bull clubs. Because we like how they develop players.
That's what it is.
Is he my first choice? No, but I wouldn't be sitting there going, "Oh, it's a disgrace if he came in," because there's numbers there to back it up. More than what the previous recruitment regime had, which was what kills me about the reason we signed Nunez because he had a good game against us. All the problems that he has, they were still prevalent in that game that he had against us. He scored like 4 offside goals.
I'm not even gonna say anything. Anyway, let me just go read these super chats before we get out of here. Tom Little disappointed me there, and that's like.
I mean, who would you buy? Who would you buy up front?
You already know my forwards.
No, I mean as a striker.
But I'm going to completely different direction than you are going to. I'm going for
in terms of what. So who's up front for you?
Kvara and Tony is who I signed.
Oh, Tony, the man with 4 league goals this season. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but that's Brentford level though. Big up to Dr. Blick who says Victor Osimhen is trash and I'm Nigerian. And then he says, I saw what he did to us in AFCON. Will you take Osimhen?
Osimhen, it's hard because he's just so fucking injury prone. I can't have both my strikers being injury prone. That's the problem. He's obviously a good striker, but probably not, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Husam either, to be fair. Big up to you, Dr. Blick. Big up to Ed, who says Hughes has never run a big club, so we'll see. That's why I'm saying it actually worries me. Edwards being there.
No, but this is the thing, Sam. The reason why it doesn't run him is because he's not running the football club.
Okay, but that's why we had that conversation, because for me, I just worry we become the next Chelsea, who are now the next Brighton, and we would just become the next Bournemouth, but with 6 Champions Leagues. Big up to you, Ed. I'll leave this question to the Ed allergies. Big up to Toka, who says, heard Edwards tries to copy Pearce at Real Madrid model. Yeah, and that's a very successful model. If we copy that shit right there, then we're going to be very successful. If we sign the next upcoming youngster whilst keeping the good player in there, like Chouameni learning from Kroos, like Camavinga learning from Modric, that would actually be great, instead of just throwing everything down the fucking shitter. Vinicius Rodrigo learning from Benzema. That's good, Toka. The nerd data is shit. All because of FSG, Red Sox, Moneyball, and nobody gives them credit for that. They did the same with my Red Sox. Hashtag look into it. Here's the thing, Playbook Eli. I think American sports are completely different to the Premier League. Because you cannot do trades. There's no such thing as drafts. There's no such thing as wage cap. It's a completely different, it's a whole new world. So when you look at the English Premier League, and when you are FSG, and when you are Liverpool Football Club, your signings need to bang. And if they don't bang, you're in trouble. This is basically what happens. So that's why for us, we actually need to go by the data, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You have anything to say to this, Tom?
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. But yes, FSG were one of the first ones to really take notice of the Moneyball model. Hence why, fun fact, in that Moneyball movie with Brad Pitt in it, there's a little end scene. I don't know if it's in the deleted scenes or not, but it's him talking to an old man who tries to recruit him for the Boston Red Sox. That's supposed to be John Henry, because John Henry had meetings with that Billy Bean to try and get him to run the Red Sox. So they included that in the movie. Yeah. So FSG have always been on this Moneyball thing.
This is the question I want to end this stream with. You're a journalist,
and you are at the final press conference of Klopp, you can only ask one question. What happened with 1, Buvak, 2, Sako, 3, Fekir, or 4, whatever? You want to answer first, or can I answer first?
You can answer first. Go for it.
My one is very simple. What happened with Edwards? I'm not going to ask about any of these 4. That's my question right there. Because I need to know what the hell happened. Why did you let your ego take over, Jurgen? I've defended you ever since you stepped foot into Liverpool Football Club. But why did you let the ego win? Why did you let the loyalty win? Why didn't you trust the same guy that got you Salah and got you Mane and done all of these things? That's the question that I would ask.
I wouldn't really care about Saka because I kind of know what happened there. He was just a bit of a knob. Fekir would just be interesting because we'd recorded everything. Buvak would be really interesting because they were together for so long, and then after half a season at Liverpool, they fell out. But one of the ones I'd really want to know is why were you so insistent on Karius being the number 1 until Tranmere? If he hadn't have had that Tranmere game, we might not have signed Alisson. So what was
do you mean?
So after the Champions League final, obviously where Karius had a stinker, he then started. We hadn't got anywhere on signing a goalkeeper, and Karius started against Tranmere and made 2 massive errors and got the piss taken out of him by a League 2 footballer, and then his confidence was just gone, and that was where we all of a sudden started to really push for Alisson. So I just love to ask,
You're talking about the friendly?
Yeah, in the friendly. So I'd love to just ask him why did you think Karius was still the guy to be the number 1 instead of going for a new one after that Champions League final? That's what I'd be interested in.
There's no reason to ask what happened in the Caicedo and Lavia saga. I told you that from last summer, and you were there in the chat. That everyone here, the whole world knows what happens. Caicedo already gave his word to Chelsea. Lavia gave his word to us, but then when Lavia saw us do that to the Chelsea thing, he was like, "Nah, you can fuck off." Eli forgot to mention that the Red Sox fans turned against FSG, is what Brixton says. Yeah, and rightfully so. FSG out, brother. FSG out. Simple as. If they don't supply the money this summer, then it's just a massive issue. Big up to you, Brixton. Anyway, listen, big up to Tom Little. His channel is in the title. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Tom Little right now. I'm gonna go redirect you guys to the Football Terrace. Make sure you guys spam the chat with Husam Raid. Yeah, it's very simple. Just Husam Raid. That's it. No need to say anything crazy. Husam Raid right here. I'm about to take you to the stream with LB and Dan Potts on the Football Terrace. So let's raid with the Husam raid right now. So don't go anywhere. Stay on the stream. And, Tom Little's link is in the title. Go subscribe to his channel. And, of course, we're going to be back later on for Dortmund PSG. And I hope the Husam curse doesn't strike and we don't go to extra time. I hope so. Anyway. Love you all. Big up to Tom Little once again. Big up to all the super chatters. Big up to Marius, Daniel, Andrew, Faraz, Stephen, Tyrone, Motior, Tampa Lion, Eli, Toka, Allergies, Blick, Ed, Felipe, Brixton, AK, Joe, and Jack. I appreciate everyone who sends in a super chat. All the people have shown us all the love and support. I'm going to go raid the Football Terrace. I'm going to see you guys in the chat with the Husam raid over there. And yeah, see you guys on the other side, Habibis. Peace out.